Thank you very much for that very kind welcome, and what a great privilege it is to be here this afternoon in the fantastic city of Cairns in far north Queensland. And I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay them my respects, and I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples that are with us today. Can I also welcome my very good friend Sterling, Tourism Minister here in Queensland, and also it's his birthday, so I know you've already clapped for his birthday, but I think we should do it again. Most unfortunately, Sterling has decided not to recontest the next election, and we've been doing some fantastic work over the last 18 months that I've been Minister, and I just want to wish you all the very best into the future, and hope you stay involved in this wonderful industry. I'm also delighted to be here today and want to offer my congratulations to the Queensland Government and to the Queensland Tourism Industry Council for bringing so many, and there is so many people here today, industry leaders and stakeholders together for the 2023 DestinationQ Forum. And what a beautiful part of Queensland to host this important event, and what a beautiful setting, this convention centre. Cairns is one of the jewels in the Queensland tourism crown, and the gateway to so many of the wonders of the tropical north. I'd like to go back almost, 60 years to 1963. I grew up in Adelaide, and 1963 was a significant event because the Beatles came to Adelaide, and my uncle turned out to be an air traffic controller, He'd been working as a miner in Broken Hill. He left the mines, got himself trained up as an air traffic controller, and he saw the Beatles plane out of Adelaide. But the next day, he hopped on a plane to Townsville, and for the next 30 years was an air traffic controller in Townsville. So my father said, we're going to drive up to Brisbane. Long trip, let me tell you. We're going to then fly from Brisbane to Townsville to visit my uncle, and then we were going to come up here to Cairns. So my first visit to Cairns was in 1963, and one of the great memories of my life, and it's still seared into my memory, is visiting Green Island and this tropical paradise, this jewel in the Barrier Reef, and I have never ever forgotten that experience. And of course, as a result, I've brought kept coming here myself, brought my family here, and now I bring my grandchildren here. So it's a wonderful part of the country. And Australians, of course, flock to Queensland for well-earned holidays. In fact, during COVID, can I say that South Australia represented about 25% of all the tourists that came to Cairns and far north Queensland. So we really stuck with you during that period of time. And of course, this has helped sustain the local tourism industry, while international flights to Queensland have been ramping back up. Tourism Research Australia data shows that in the year to June 2023, domestic spending in overnight travel in Queensland was up by 47% to almost $30 billion. At the same time, international visitor spend in Queensland was $4.3 billion. While it's not yet back to pre-COVID levels, importantly, it's on an upward trajectory. And as Minister for Trade and Tourism, I want to see the industry fully recovered and growing sustainably. And the Albanese government is supporting the Queensland tourism industry on this. A great example, particularly here in Cairns today, is the Tropical North Queensland International Tourism Recovery Program. And we're providing $15 million in funding for the Tourism Tropical North Queensland to drive growth in international visitation and to support the tourism and travel sectors in tropical North Queensland and the Great Barrier Reef. Our support is helping Tourism Tropical North Queensland to promote Cairns and the reef in key international markets including New Zealand, North America, Europe, China, Japan and the United Kingdom. And it's kicking goals, delivering $31 million in advertising across 9 priority international markets in just 4 months to September 2023. Our funding is also supporting up to 20 North Queensland tourism operators, including at least 5 First Nations operators, to increase their connections with international trade partners. That's happening right now, but we're here to talk about the future of the tourism industry. Thrive 2030 is our national strategy for the visitor economy. It outlines a shared vision for long-term sustainable growth of the industry. And it emphasises collaboration between industry and governments at every level, collaboration supported by events just like this one. And today, I'd like to highlight 2 aspects of the Thrive 2030 accessible tourism and sustainable tourism. Around 1 in 6 Australian adults has a disability or a long-term health condition. And this is predicted to grow, particularly as the population ages. So with more older travellers, multi-generation families, and people living with disability, we need to focus on accessible infrastructure, quality experiences, and a safe environment. By making our tourism products more inclusive and accessible, we can provide a better visitor experience. I congratulate Queensland for dedicating 2023 as the year of accessible tourism and for the range of initiatives that have been rolled out, including the Accessible Tourism Toolkit. The Australian Government is also working with the industry to support tourism businesses to become more accessible. For example, nearly half of the operators who've received grants under our Caravan Parks Grant Program, and I'm going to be visiting one of those tomorrow, are using that funding to make their infrastructure more accessible. We're also helping tourism businesses to employ people with a disability through our Tourism Disability Employment Pilot Program. Under that program, local navigators help link disability employment service providers and tourism businesses. The program started in July, and in Queensland, local navigators are funded in Brisbane, Wide Bay, Sunshine Coast, Moreton Bay, and most importantly here in Cairns. Including more people with disability in our tourism workforce will help us develop and deliver quality visitor experiences for people with a disability. We know accessibility is increasingly important, and we also know more and more travellers are considering sustainability when they plan a holiday. Many tourism businesses are already embracing sustainable practice, and we want to help them to do that. That's why we're partnering with state and territory governments to develop an industry sustainable toolkit. The toolkit will provide practical assistance for businesses wanting to operate more sustainably. We will have more to say on the toolkit and a national sustainable framework that will accompany it very, very soon. But it's important, I think, to acknowledge that one of the challenges the industry faces is embracing these opportunities, is ensuring that it has the skilled workers that they need. In my regular discussions with tourism industry bodies and operators in Queensland and across Australia, a recurring theme is how to attract, train and retain workers. The Australian Government has listed and taken real action. I'd like to mention some of the significant steps that we are taking to help. We're building the workforce by prioritising tourism and hospitality courses amongst our fee-free TAFE places. We're committed to expanding and transforming the vocational education and training sectors to ensure people are trained with the right skills, and we will work with the industry to attract workers to tourism and travel sectors. The Australian Government is also delivering on the promises we took to the last federal election to support the recovery and drive sustainable growth of Australia's visitor economy. Our $48 million package of measures, including funding to attract workers to our vibrant and dynamic tourism industry and lure more international visitors. As a part of this package, we partnered with the Queensland Government, providing $1.4 million to support efforts focused on attracting new workers to the state visitor economy. To conclude, I'd just like to thank all of you for your tireless effort to provide world-class visitor experiences. I'm committed to continuing to work together with this industry to overcome the challenges and unlock the opportunities for the future. Thank you very much.